Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have a little bit of really kind of big Xbox drama going on, and especially in regards to Xbox Game Pass. Now, I'm sure you guys all know it's probably one of the best and probably one of the most utilized gaming features out there, but when it comes to the Xbox Game Pass, it almost kind of seems like it's almost too much of a good thing. And with that, we actually had like a really kind of big kind of heat and kind of somewhat backlash on a lot of folks kind of expecting and almost anticipating up the price increase of the Xbox Game Pass, and overall why all these acquisitions together might actually be kind of bad, because if you make something too good of a value and you're also kind of the top dog, you can kind of keep on going and pushing more and more and trying to make as much money as you possibly can. So we actually have like a really big drama. It was kind of like all over the place, a lot of like stuff on Twitter and trending it everywhere. And I kind of want to give my thoughts and kind of give some references and kind of give some quotes and all that stuff that's been floating around, especially when it comes to the Xbox Game Pass. And as you guys know, I actually do have Xbox Game Pass. I also have my PS5 and all that good stuff. So I'm definitely in between the two. I'm a big fan of Xbox, big fan of PlayStation, but it's kind of an intriguing conversation to go and have, because at some point the price may have to go and change, and I kind of stand by that. Although I'm sure a lot of you guys all together, especially with all the inflation and everything else going to price-wise, hopefully later than sooner. So lots of stuff to go talk about, so make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. As well, for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway, we also have the Samsung SSDs down below and Samsung phone pre-orders down below. Amazon links as well for the PS5 disc, digital console controller, Twitter and Twitch stream on top of that, and sign up for Webull. Deposit $100, get a bunch of free stock and that free money. Same with that Coinbase too as well. And I appreciate you guys so much for watching. Let's go and dive on into it. So as I mentioned, when it comes to the Game Pass, it's actually been kind of having a really good push. Like, there's been a lot of brand new acquisitions, a lot of brand new subscribers, and obviously Microsoft's been in the news nonstop. But the one big issue is more on the fact of Microsoft can basically go make a huge massive monopoly and then basically go and charge then $40 for Xbox Game Pass. People probably still would play it because at the end of the day, it's still a really good value, but it might lead to some kind of bad issues. So there's actually been a really kind of big article over here from Kotaku saying head of Xbox downplays the fears of Game Pass price hike. Basically, this is also Phil Spencer kind of talking about how those Game Pass plans and how Xbox exclusivity in recent interviews, and kind of was talking about like, hey, I'm not going to be that bad of a guy. I kind of feel like I have like the whole weight of the gaming community on my shoulders, and just a lot of other stuff mixed on in. But this definitely kind of leaves a lot of people being a little bit more on the skeptical side, because there's definitely one quote that I'm going to talk about in a little bit that's kind of rough. So basically, as you guys know, Xbox Game Pass has never been more popular, and after Microsoft revealed its plans to buy Activision Blizzard and basically add some of the biggest companies in the entire world into their service, a lot of folks now are waiting for the scrutiny of Xbox Game Pass price points going up. And right now, they have not changed the price at all for around 4 years when it comes to the Xbox Game Pass. And they also have all those really nice deals for like the 1 month for $1 or like 3 months for $3 type deals. And they're basically on the acquisition mode, where they want people on the service. They want people auto-renewing. They want people on it without the deals. And that's why it does win more on the crazy side. So with this, newly minted Microsoft gaming CEO Phil Spencer recently tried to downplay these fears. However, while discussing the future of Xbox exclusivity and the goal of bringing games like Starfield and hopefully StarCraft a Candy Crush to more people than ever before. So with this kind of led to a lot of controversy. So Phil Spencer's comments came as part of a wide-ranging interview with AOX's gaming newsletter, in which he was asked about the positive reputation he's garnered amongst gamers in recent years, which I do actually agree. I think a lot of people are kind of, although they maybe slightly favor more on the PlayStation for exclusives and games, I think a lot of folks are kind of cool with Phil Spencer, and I think he's a nice guy and cool guy as well. And also a lot of skeptics too, who on top of that keep on pushing and thinking that Microsoft may be a little bit too good for all of that. So basically, Xbox Game Pass, Microsoft's Netflix all-you-can-play buffet has been a focal point in these debates too, as well as Microsoft keeps on loading up and getting more services. Think the Bethesda, think the Activision acquisitions, and all that stuff too. And it kind of seems like it might be like how Netflix and Amazon, all these big places might turn into, where, well, we have 100 million subscribers, let's raise the price $1, and then maybe another $1, and then maybe, $5, and maybe, that Activision, $70 billion, maybe $3. You know what I mean? So it's kind of always scary. So there's actually even someone out here in the Twitter community over here from Anna Conover, who basically was kind of saying how, hey, they can use their massive cash that they have to essentially keep on making this, like, the system and service really big, monopolizing gaming and monopolizing all these big things, where, in all honesty, you could still have a monopoly with other competitors such as Nintendo and PlayStation, especially if you hit that niche so well that basically just people can't compete, or at the point of that the rate of growth is so high that you just can't go and compete in the first place too as well. So some quotes on this. I feel like I can't prove this negative, Phil Spencer said for Axios. Stephen Tortillo, people ask, when is the Game Pass price going to go up? They're buying all these studios. It must be inevitable. Which, I mean, honestly, I kind of feel like it's going to happen at some point. It has to happen at some point, just how the world is. Even though it's been like, what, 4 years now, and we still haven't erased it. But it's like, it's coming. When are they gonna, that when, number one, they're gonna start doing those exclusive deals, like, and they pretty much are with, Bethesda and all this other stuff too as well. And also it's Xbox, like literally almost everyone, moms included, probably know PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo, because their kids probably want to go have in the first place too as well. And also all I can do is make the decisions that are in front of us and try to be explicit about what our goals are. These goals also include making Starfield, basically directed, the good old man, myth, legend, Todd Howard himself, the most played game ever. So that's over 30 million players he wants to have up on Xbox Game Pass. And as of right now, I don't think we even have 30 million total copies of that in the first place too as well, which is crazy. So also a lot of fact too, this is going to be also an Xbox exclusive and also on PC. So it also cuts back a lot of the player base for, PlayStation and also on the Switch. So it also remains too as well to be soon acquired games like Diablo, Overwatch, and Call of Duty will become exclusive, which at the same time, they keep on saying that they're not going to, and they're trying their best not to, and they're pushing their best not to. But we have to kind of more so wait and see, because 4, 5, 6 years down the road, something they said in 2022 probably won't matter in 2029. You know what I mean? So as for this, and kind of the more bigger thing on topic of platform exclusivity, Phil Spencer told Axios, well, that specific question of, hey, there's only one place that I want to play games, and if that game doesn't end up on the one place that I want to play, then it has its own business requirements for me as a creator. Those people can go play those games. They're just not going to say, I'm choosing not to, because it's not the one device they care to own. So I get that. Which, I mean, in all honesty, I feel like some people are that, though. Like, some people don't want to spend $500 on a PS5, although he may not say that. And thankfully, that's why I kind of like Game Pass, because if you're on PC, opens up the window for Xbox Game Pass. If you're on Xbox, it's open for PC games. And it's overall kind of cool. So I kind of want to disagree on that, where I think if people really want a game and they have the money, sure they will, but a lot of folks don't have the spare $600, $700 to get a console just to play 1 or 2 games that they really like. They don't mind waiting maybe for the future, and you guys can give your thoughts and comments down below, but it's kind of nuts. So basically over here, he also asked Spencer about his rep among gamers over here that had an Xbox too, and he almost is funny enough calling him out. This is like from a few weeks ago, a few days ago, basically saying that he's like, hey, you seem a little bit too nice and too complimentary, of PlayStation and Nintendo. But I gotta be honest, I do kind of like that. Like, I like the idea that these really big figureheads can appreciate gaming as a whole, can appreciate games in general, and can appreciate the fact that they just want gaming as a whole to grow. Because in theory, if everyone goes to the top, that means that overall you might even make even more money at the end of the day. Which, I mean, I kind of agree on that one. If everyone all grows together, then guess what? Everyone benefits. Same thing too, if you put like Call of Duty on PlayStation, you get to go have a cut of that sale. PlayStation people get to stay happy. You get microtransaction cuts. And at the end of the day, it kind of works on out. So he funny enough had some funny tweets saying, I see people tweeting at me saying, hey, there's nothing altruistic about Phil Spencer, head of Xbox. And he basically says, I don't know if I'd say there's nothing. I have a vision about the role that video games can play, but am I in charge of running a business instead of a publicly traded company? And that's like the one thing that kind of makes me a little bit on the scarier side, because while he seems like a good dude, he seems like he wants people to get their games and have them enjoy themselves and all that. But the one big thing is, he does even say in these interviews, I am a big major part of Microsoft. And Microsoft is one of the biggest companies in the world. They want their stock price doing good. They want profits. They want revenues. And there's probably even some big boys out there that will want to make sure they happen. And while, of course, everything is going good and the public opinion is going good, sometimes you have that extra pressure being like, hey, you made $10 billion, why is it not 15? Or maybe it's, hey, you made $10 billion last year, why did you only make 9? And that's kind of one where it can kind of get a little bit more on the sketchy side. So basically, Spencer said a lot of things in terms of game exclusivity in recent years, and thankfully, and also unthankfully, they've been kind of open with it as of recently, but he also seems to boil down to the version of business is business. There's a clear friction between the Microsoft gaming CEO's dual identities of longtime gamer and longtime gaming executive. It doesn't seem lost in Spencer. In recent months, he's retreated into his fiduciary duties to dodge tough questions. Which at the end of the day, like, if you're a big company like Microsoft and you spent $70 billion, you should, I mean, as much as I want it, but you should go and have exclusivity rights to your games. And they probably will in the future. I mean, why not? But the one big struggle is that you also have to worry about those monopoly laws and everything else too mixed on in. He also states it's not obviously our position to judge who the CEOs of other game companies are. Spencer said last month, when asked if Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick should be punished in some way for years of alleged workplace misconduct under his watch. CEOs are chosen by shareholders in boards, which would also make a lot of sense too. That's kind of what I said like a few moments ago. If Phil Spencer's not making money, it's not good. He also does say that too as well. There are shareholders, there's a board and an executive team, He asked when asked about whether Microsoft's $69 billion acquisition deal is rewarding his bad behavior. I have no role in that, and I'm not trying to duck responsibility. It's just another company, which makes sense to you. Can't blame him for everything. It's not even his company at all. And of course, too, as well, should be hopefully finalized by June 2023. And that's why we keep on bringing stuff over here too, because the Federal Trade Commission can still see it as monopoly, and it might be kind of why Microsoft's trying to go and garner public favor and try to also garner like PlayStation favor, because, well, they're trying their best to make sure that this deal actually goes on through. So it is a bit on the scary side, because at the end of the day, Game Pass could always be going up at almost any moment, and I'm sure almost without a doubt, if Call of Duty does get added with all the other various games, it'll probably go up for sure, at least by then. So kind of give me your thoughts and comments down below. Would you guys go pay extra money for a higher Game Pass? Would you guys enjoy it? Would you guys hate it? And overall, just give me your overall thoughts on the video itself. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. We have the Amazon links down below for the PS5 disc digital console controller, Samsung SSDs down below, highly recommend up on sale. Same with the Samsung phones too as well. Twitter and Twitch if you guys want to follow, and sign up for that Weeble too as well. And I appreciate you guys all so much for watching. Love you guys.